Hi everybody, now you're
And
done
that's how I got
ranting.
my dick stuck in that stripper.
I know,
God
right?
damn it,
What?
Dave.
Get fucking olive oil to get that out.
I know. I was freaking yanking. Next thing you know, she starts bleeding. Like, what am I supposed to do about that?
Do you know how many favors I had to call in to get rid of that fucking body? Seriously.
One.
Anyway, when do we start?
Ha ha. Hi everybody, I'm Lion. I'm the DM slash GM slash whatever the term is for 4E.
Dickbag.
Today we are joined by I'm joined by four other people who are going to take turns introducing themselves.
Human monk.
I'm Dagmar, long-tooth shifting warlord.
I'm Watcher, human sword mage.
I'm Aphin, and I'm an assassin. Yeah.
Oh, you actually admitted to what you are this time. That's kind of
Lion told everybody. There's no surprise anymore.
It's kind of obvious. You're throwing shadow ropes everywhere and hanging us by our
Is
faces
it?
in the balcony.
Is it? Was it? Okay, so a dude that has a rope, that guy must be an assassin.
Yep.
Every guy with a rope.
To be fair, assassin just means killer for political reason. Anyone can be an assassin.
I'm an
Well,
assassin.
Anybody with
Oh.
a rope. What?
Poo-tang. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You might have to edit that out.
That's okay, I didn't edit last week, or 2 weeks ago.
What happened there?
Don't worry about it.
No, I don't remember what happened.
It's just nothing, keep running. But, last time...
Was it a racial slur?
Yes, it
Who
was.
said
Who would
Dave.
say such a thing?
that? What'd you say?
Don't discuss this right now on camera.
No, what did you say?
I can't say.
Did you say Naga?
No.
A variation of that?
So previously you had come into some information about how you could get into contact with Watcher's former employer, and you came into some knowledge of how you could get some powerful artifacts by going to different places and helping them restore the natural order there.
Yep, and Dagmar's tagging along just because she can.
You said we were doing what?
You have someone, or you were going to look into the way of getting a hold of your former boss, and Weiss and Dagmar had some way, or some tasks put upon them, some quests. And there's also someone not in Roll20 at the moment.
That's me.
I know.
Okay, hold on, I gotta remember now. It's been a long 2 weeks. So I was gonna do that thing, which would get me closer to my goal. That was... Alright, hold on. I got notes somewhere. Oh yeah, we're going to the Stone Seer Masonry, because I have to go talk to
Anzin Stone Seer.
Anzin Stone... Oh, that's where we're at!
Yep, you're in the middle of a dwarven fortress, and you had just walked into the Stone Seer Masonry shop.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember
Well.
that at all.
that's why I took notes.
That's also because you just tune things out half the time.
If I'm not there, yeah.
You were there!
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were!
Nah.
It's okay, he does that in real life too.
Whatever. So yes, you had just arrived. The building itself, the stonemasonry shop, is very large. It's got a lot of... Whoa! Oops, wrong button.
A lot of boners.
Yes, a lot of boners. It's got a lot of displays of previous masonry work, stuff like that. Currently, there are a few shop hands tending about customers. Mostly they're just doing sales. A few people are inquiring about custom work. The detail and level of product quality here is very high. Stop making large hashtag Dan the Mans.
Speaking of Dan the Man, I just started watching that.
Slow-mo
Slow-mo
guys.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan the man.
one of the shop hands will approach the lot of you and say, "Is there something I can help you with?"
So I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna greet him in the traditional dwarven tradition of greeting another dwarf, which is giving him a beer. And I'm gonna ask him, this is
Wait, so you
Bullock's?
just walk up and give him a beer.
Yeah.
Then you have to punch him in
And-
the mouth.
I'm gonna roll diplomacy and ask him if he can point me in the direction of Stone Seer, Gundinol, no? Anzin Stone Seer. That's bollocks.
Yeah. He laughs a little bit at you and says, "If you wait around for about half an hour, he's currently out of shop working on something. He'll be back in then."
I can wait. And I just stand there.
Okay. About half an hour passes. Eventually, most of the people that are currently in the shop finish up their business, and the shop itself appears to slowly become empty, aside from you and the shop hands, and whoever else happens to be with you.
And Dagmar doesn't really need anything, so she's just kind of perusing, hanging out.
Eventually, after the shop has been cleared out, a very stout-looking dwarf with a long beard that trails behind him as he walks steps into the room. You'd think he would be old, based on how long his beard is and the color of gray it is, but he carries himself as if he were probably no older than the average adult. He's very youthful, full of energy, greeting all the shop hands. And then he comes to you and sort of stops in his tracks, and he looks you up and down.
Nice. Wait, who's with me right now? Is it just
I can only
Weiss?
see the world map.
Oh, there's no map for this place. I just put everyone on
there.
the world map.
Who's all there? Everyone?
I'm there. Yeah.
How did you get here? You weren't here.
Apparently I was. You said I was, so I'm here.
No.
We're having this conversation right next to him.
Weiss is here.
Yeah.
I'm there too.
Everyone who wants to be here can be here.
And I'm here.
Okay, everyone's apparently here.
So I'm standing next to you. He's like, "How did you get here?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm here." He's like, "You said I'm here, so I'm here." Like, I didn't say you were
Alright.
here.
So I look at Anzin and I'm like, "Yo, dude. 1 second. What?
I don't know. You're fucking talking.
I know. Hold on. Did I pick my Paragon path?
Oh.
He had this like seriously like even I picked my Paragon path like 5 minutes ago.
Alright, hold on. Does it say it somewhere on your character sheet?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Does your action point do something different now, other than just action point?
Oh, let's find out. Action point.
Do you really need it for the
It
conversation?
does. Maybe.
Excuse me, sir. Pay attention. I am on my Paragon path.
Yeah, no. Well, I thought I had something fancy that I was gonna try to use, but I can't find it, so I guess I don't have it.
You don't have Nargosh's arm anymore, so there's no more of
Right.
that.
So I'm gonna be. Who outlined the continent? I'm gonna look at him and say, you know, what's her face?
Dagmire.
No.
Scotla.
Me.
Those are the only two girls that have ever been around you.
Oh, I say Gilmithry sent me to ask you if you could... Oh, help me figure out who murdered my boss.
The dwarf looks at you as though you're reading from the script.
He
I
grabs
do. I
grabs
actually have
the
a
script
piece
out
of
of his
parchment,
hand.
and I'm like, hold on. And I'm just like reading through it, like, yeah. So, Gilmithry, yeah, Gilmithry, right here, Gilmithry. See this three?
He just takes it and reads your lines for you.
I'm like, yeah. Can you read this? So, I was just to come ask you if you can help me figure out, who does stick out my... Yeah, if you could help me figure out who killed Omiad.
He grows a little bit pale and looks you over and looks over the paper. And he'll say, why now after all this time? It's been almost 8 months.
I've been busy saving the world.
I remained drunk in a tavern not too long ago.
I lost my 2 best friends. Don't you judge me.
You had 2 best friends? I'm gonna look at him like, what?
Besties.
BFFs. 5 ever.
3 spoopy for me, 5 me even. He'll motion to the shop hands and bring them over, and then he'll dismiss them for the day and say, close up the shop. And he'll motion for you to follow him back into the actual workshop off the store grounds.
Alright, I'm gonna follow him back.
Is everyone going to follow?
I would look at Watcher and ask him if he would like us to go back there with him or not. Or we could wait out here.
I'm gonna say no, and just say, give me 5 minutes, as I don't exactly
Alright.
know what it's going to show me.
I'm gonna go and find a way in.
Well, luckily for you, there is one way in. It involves following them in. There's a single door to the shop that's
I'm gonna go
accessible
through
from the
the air vent.
storefront.
I'm going
The
through
air
the,
vent?
the air duct. Yeah,
The reactor exhaust.
Did they
Dude,
have air ducts
it's a-
back then?
it's a dwarven underground city. If they don't have air ducts going places, they'd suffocate and die.
Yeah, but I mean, to this.
There's air in there. There's an air duct.
Okay.
Logic.
So Asian's gonna scroll through the air duct, I guess.
Yes.
So, like, I see him.
Got
He's like,
34.
he's got, it's just his legs are sticking out of the air duct. I'm like, I can see you. Like,
I got a 34 to stealth.
I see
So
you.
nope.
Roll me
No, you don't.
athletics or acrobatics and endurance.
A what?
Endurance and either athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, we're going acrobatics.
No, you have to do both.
27.
Endurance.
Oh, I'm gonna get stuck in there and die.
I hope you do, rat bastard.
Got 16.
You begin feeling lightheaded as you realize the error of your way.
You cut off all air. You're a fat ass. You cut off the air. Now you're gonna
Literally, your butt is sticking out of the back of the vent, and you're just stuck there.
No,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I'm stuck, I can just shadow step forward.
that's not the problem. The problem is that the vents you can access here aren't they aren't the ones that put the air in. Those ones go into the actual masonry workshop. The storefront gets the air from the outside, or from the central column.
The
So
poo
what am I in?
pipe.
You're in the exhaust fan, so it's exceptionally hot. You're in the exhaust port. It's exceptionally hot, and it's also filled with some fumes.
Poo fumes. Fumes.
It's gonna come out and be extremely retarded, like more than he already is.
They come out lightheaded and gassed.
There are
Duh.
terrible jokes I could make there, and I'm not going to.
What, you mean like a Jew in 1946?
Oh, god damn it, Dave!
I got stuck
14
in the
minutes.
gas hole. I'm glad
Get
the
back in the
Inquisitor's
gas
not
hole.
here. I'm glad the Inquisitor's not here. Like, I know that vent. Why do I know that vent?
But yes, you are starting to feel lightheaded and very warm.
I'm just looking at him. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right. So the dwarf and I go into the room.
Oh
We
wait,
shut
what's
the door
even
behind
funnier
us.
is
Oh,
he
wait.
tries to sneak into the room while you guys haven't even gone in there yet, and you're just watching him do this. Just climb
No, wait.
up and-
Before we walk in, I turn back. Before I shut the door, I turn back and I look at Dagmir and I'm like, don't let anyone in. And I like just I point at Ethan's butt that's hanging out the exhaust port.
Like, see, my characters aren't retarded. You guys make me retarded. It's like,
And then I shut the
obviously
door.
I went outside, and buildings are connected. Like, I shouldn't have to specify this.
It's funnier this way.
We
though.
can't help it. This is just what we expect from your characters.
See,
Well,
seriously,
Dag-
like Nargosh wasn't retarded. You guys made
Yes,
him
it
retarded.
was.
No, Nargosh was pretty
Nargosh
retarded.
was retarded.
You got killed by kobolds.
I didn't.
You
killed
almost
yourself
did.
Killing kobolds
Yeah.
I
On
killed
purpose.
myself by killing a kobold.
on purpose.
There's a difference.
You didn't have to spirit bomb it. Why did you spirit bomb it?
You
What
gave me a
smells like-
spirit bomb.
What smells like deer?
What?
Alright, well Dagmar would just nod at Watcher and she'd stand in front of the door, cross her arms, all bouncer like, staring at Aphin's butt hanging over her
I'm
head.
not. Oh my god.
Like you went out, but you went straight across from where we entered, so like we can see you out the door across the way. Like your butt's just hanging there. Like
I'm
To
just
be
giving you a
to be
hard
fair,
time.
that would be exceptionally impressive because. Oh god damn it!
I'm really just giving you a hard time.
Because he would have to walk across air to go immediately across the way.
I bet he could.
It's like 100 feet across.
He could do it. He'd find a way.
well, you
Life,
see, 3 nat 20s later, and that's how I became a god.
Well, you can make your way into the room.
All of this decisiveness just to go into a room. We suck.
He will shut the door behind the two of you and lock it very closed, and he'll chant. Just shut up. He'll chant some incantations, and you'll feel a brief pulse of power, and then he'll sort of stare at you. You can still try and get in if you want.
No, I just
will,
like I hear a door lock. I just unlock it and push it open. Like that's not gonna stop anybody. And I close the door. And I relock it.
And Dagmar would actually let you do that just because it's funny. Like, as long as you don't go in there, you're fine.
It's like, ooh. Oh, no, open the door. Do that thing where like I point at my eyes and I point at their eyes, and then I close the door and relock it.
He'll sort of rummage about for some papers, and he will eventually find a letter, and he will hand the letter to you and say, "This was for you." But
What's it say? So can I read it?
yes, you can read the letter. It's addressed to you. It does have some amount of trace magic. It's basically just a thing to design it so that it blows up if someone other than you reads it.
Oh, awesome.
Sounds like something Aaron's Morlock would do.
It's something a lot of mages do. Explosive runes exist for a reason,
So you don't touch my shit.
basically.
Or you.
It's mostly so you protect yourself. Suicidal people use it on themselves.
Huh?
Because there's blowback from it. You're not immune to your own explosive runes. Or at least not the explosion from it. You're not. Trust me. I've blown myself up with them too many
If
times.
it's
It's
fire
also a
damage.
good way to frame
It's fire
frame
damage.
someone else for your
It's
murder.
force damage.
No, it's fire damage.
It's force. Explosive rune field is fire damage.
All right. Well, you do your thing. I'll be right back.
So, are you going to open the letter, or he does look like he's about to say something?
I'm like, and I let him talk.
I'll say, I've tried scrying on what happened before. I have not gotten any luck. All I've been able to scry is that Omiad was in his office, and then a shadowy figure appears, and moments later, Omiad is dead. We haven't managed to get any more information other than that. Whoever killed him was shrouded or warded in some capacity.
Alright. So, I'm gonna go ahead and open the letter now and see what it says.
The letter is very, very short. It is an address. It is a... It is the address to a building somewhere in Tiriathel. It doesn't have anything more than the address, but it's written in your boss's penmanship, and it's an address. Judging by the...
There needs to be anthrax inside.
No. But judging by the address, it appears to probably be in sort of, for lack of a better word, one of the industrial districts in Tiriathel.
Alright. So I look back at him and I'm like, where'd you get this letter?
Omiad gave it to me a little bit before he died. He said someone would come looking for my help, and when they did, provide them with this.
Alright.
Never said what it was, but there have been quite a few burglary attempts since then. More so than normal.
Okay. I guess if that's everything that he can do for me, then I guess I'm gonna go to this address and see what I find.
Alright. Are you going to recollect or collect everyone, or now?
No, I'm just gonna ditch him.
Okay.
No, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna open the door, and Ethan just like falls in because he was leaning on the door, and then I'm like, we're off to see the wizard.
Oh, you have no idea.
Don't be that guy.
So, I just fill them in, and I tell them we have to go to Tiriathel, and we must go
So-
now.
Do you think that this address will possibly lead to your boss's murderer?
Hopefully, otherwise, or at least another clue.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, you arrive in Tiriathel, because it's a quick teleportation jaunt over. The city is bustling. Currently, everyone is going about their business as usual. It's fairly easy to track down the building. But, as far as you can tell, the building itself is abandoned. Most of the buildings around it have some amount of, business or anything. But this one appears to be completely boarded and shuttered up and abandoned.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna try to find my way to go in.
Yeah, this building looks as dead as your boss.
Krillin!
What?
Too soon! So, you attempt to find your way in. Perception check. Or you can burst through the shuttered walls and
I'm
or
just gonna
doors and
smash
such.
through the shuttered doors and stuff.
No.
How high is the
Okay.
building?
Because we don't know what's inside it. And do you really want to go bursting into a building that wizards had something to do with?
Yes.
Well.
It is a 2-story warehouse.
Okay, so can I like parkour my way up and into like a higher floor?
It does have some rudimentary roof access, it looks like, so you could try and get up there from another building.
So Watcher's like searching
Parkour.
for a door everywhere, and then Weiss just like opens the door that Watcher walked right past. Apparently.
There are a few loose boards around one of the service entrance doors. Afen, you have made it up to the top. You can now enter through the roof access.
I'm not gonna roll a perception check because I'll just be breaking through anything they fail to find.
There is a small skylight that that has a few panels you can lift up and enter through that way. You do note that the skylight is over the central thing, and it is a 2-story descent down. It appears that the second story is basic scaffolding and catwalks. It's not an actual proper second story. But,
We're just going from the bottom.
Yep.
Let him go to the roof.
Yeah, entering from the bottom, the warehouse floor itself is fairly empty. There are a few destroyed crates and barrels and such in disarray, and a stairwell that leads down. Or you're assuming down. With teleportation, it could lead up, because magic and wizards.
They're assholes.
Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna work my way forwards then. Just keeping an eye out for traps or wards or anything like that.
There's a little scare. You do hear some rats that sort of skitter about and sort of bump into you a few times, but other than that, you appear to be the only ones here. The
All right.
stairwell itself appears to lead very far down.
Well, let's do it.
Okay. After about 10 minutes of walking down, the stairwell leads to another floor.
Oh, I've made a terrible mistake.
So I'm on the second floor, and they're going into the basement. Alright.
You can drop down, it's not that hard.
I want to rappel down.
You can rappel down. Roll me
And then it goes
roll me acrobatics.
And then it goes back into my belt. Ah! What the hell?
What?
I just saw this. Tab back in. Huh. Alright. This is a really open room. I don't like this.
It's 120 feet by 120 feet.
Ah, mages. Is that supposed to be like a plague cauldron from WoW?
You'll find out soon enough. Along the walls, you see swirling pools of energy, and inside of them, for lack of a better word, stasis chambers filled with genderless, nondescript bodies.
Ugh.
There
I'm gonna
are
stick close to Watcher down here since he's magic.
There are 16 stasis containers in all, and there is some sort of very large crucible device here with many magical runes, circles, and various other apparatus far behind it. Aside from this, a small hum of power, the room is silent.
I'm gonna go over here. Wait. I'm gonna take my sword out, and I'm gonna poke this square.
Alright. There's a small clanging and clattering, and some scurrying of rats after doing that. Nothing has happened.
This square.
Much the same.
This square.
At this point, you have scared off all of the rats, you are fairly certain.
Oops. Alright, so I'm gonna inspect this thing. What? Is it a humanoid body?
Yes, it is entirely humanoid. It's, this one appears to be about, 5'6", 5'7". As far as you can tell, there are no defining gender features or facial features. It is quite literally a nondescript blank body.
That's
Let me arcana this stasis chamber.
There are a few things it could be. You have heard tales of mages who've perfected a spell called Clone or Simulacrum, both of which create sort of a redundant body. Simulacrum is a less powerful version. Clone is basically a full thing. These look closer to simulacrums. 1 second, Athan. But yes, these are potentially simulacrums. They have some amount of power. Should the original host be killed, their soul and conscious and all that will transfer into the simulacrum. But they will be at horrible penalties until they can restore their body to full or create a new body.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. I'm just surveying the room, and a few ideas popped in my head. This could be Omiad's backup plan because he knew he was gonna get killed. This could be Andreas's backup plan.
To answer your question, Ethan, yes, that is a very expensive thing. It is a gem roughly the size of your body that appears to be teeming and brimming with some sort of energy.
And I have a bag of holding.
It had the mouth of it has to be able to get over it, though, for it to hold.
That's what he said.
Yes, it is.
Wait. As he says that, I go here and go, ha! I'm gonna go back. I'll point at her, too.
You feel very warm standing next to it. That's probably because you're standing next to a pit of molten metals.
This?
Yeah, that's molten metal in there.
Now, how did I not notice that?
I don't know.
I'm just... Wow.
Alright,
I'm a careless cat today.
guess I'm gonna come down this way.
sticking close to Watcher.
Can I try to cut this down to bag size?
So I see
so
Ethan pull out his knife, and I'm like, no.
It's not a knife. It's a chain.
It's also
chain,
a
whatever.
chain is not how you cut gems. You need a jeweler's
I saw
kit.
gems. I will saw it.
Why is he just
So-
gonna watch the door where the king is in case?
I'm gonna come over here and Arcana check this thing.
Alright. In regards to cutting it down to size, it would be exceptionally different. Difficult. The magic it contains would probably protect it somewhat, and cutting gems is not an easy task. It requires days on end to cut gems down.
I'm just trying to make it small enough to fit in a bag.
Yeah, it would take, if you didn't care about damaging the gem itself and causing some basically irreparable damage and thus diminishing the cost of it, or the price of it, you could probably do it in a day with some blunt instruments. Yeah, gems this size don't normally get dealt in because they're so unwieldy.
I'm gonna turn
Yeah.
around. I'm gonna look at Dagmar, and I'm gonna look back at the gem, and I'll look back at her, and back at the gem.
No.
Like,
In regards to what the crystals are, Watcher, it is a source of... Basically, it's, for lack of a better word, a magic battery. It contains a very large amount of magic within it, and when hooked up to proper rituals and stuff like that, that magic can be used to do basically anything. It can be used for empowering spells, casting spells you normally wouldn't be able to, certain rituals. Basically, if you can think of it and can do it with magic, it can probably be used for it.
Okay, whoa. What's this rock?
It appears to be a channeling device that would, when the time is right, tap into the magic battery.
Alright, am I to assume that there is also a gem beneath this most southernmost rock? So it's
Um,
even all the way around?
Yes, it appears that there is some sort of basically damage to the rock that would indicate that there's a gem down there.
Okay.
I may have made the room too small and didn't feel like moving everything up.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. And finally, what's this thing?
A summoning portal of some sort. Or portal.
You know what? I'm tired of portals.
Right?
Alright, so, and what's this? Are these just runes on the ground?
Yeah, they appear to be some sort of minor warding runes.
And what are these things?
Black crystal clusters. It appears that once they might have been mana batteries, but they are burnt out.
Okay. So, I want to siphon power out of this gem.
Okay. Roll me Arcana.
Don't fail me now. Oh! What? Did that just happen? Yes, it did.
Ah,
Do it again.
Oh,
Okay, you're not rigging the dice,
I'm hacking the mainframe.
right?
Hacking the Gibson.
Let me just bring up a GUI in Visual Basic.
What's that thing from fucking Jurassic Park? I know this.
I don't know. I just know that life finds a way.
Hold on.
Alright, what do you wish to try and do with this siphon power?
I want to siphon it into my sword.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta think something. Roll me 3D 1000s.
Uh-oh. I got tacos.
oh.
That was terrible.
Okay. You have managed to siphon off some power from it. I will send you something as to what you can do with this power.
I have the power.
If I can remember how to... There we go. Send IM.
So why don't we put one stasis chamber on each of the rooms, and put the power into each of the stones.
You could try that.
That's a lot of typing.
Yep.
What is that? I wish I knew what the Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's good failsafe.
Yeah, no, you can't, because that would be funny, but also very broken.
I'm about to lose all of this right away.
That would be 265.8 if you could do it. But, now you were saying bring the stasis chambers onto each of the stones?
Yeah, let's try that.
Alright.
I mean, each of the ruined stations.
Oh,
And
each of
then,
the runes.
Put the gems on top of the stones.
Alright. I have a very important question. Which stasis chambers? So I can move them.
Is this an important choice that has to be made, or can any
Um,
four be moved?
it might be relevant, but you can move any four of them. It looks like they're designed to be actually moved around.
Alright, so this one?
Alright, 1 second.
The eunuchs.
Yes, that one you said?
That one.
Oh, okay. That one. 3 more.
And this one over here.
1 second. Let me note
What are you
that
doing?
down. I'm moving the stasis chambers.
I know, but why?
Next one over here.
Oh, hold on. Which one was that? Okay.
Oh, hold on. And this one way up here in the upper right.
Okay. And you're putting them on the runes, and then you're moving the stones onto the Are you moving the mana or the magic batteries onto the stones?
I think so, yeah. Is that what you wanted to do, Weiss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Need to get the one for out of the wall.
Oh, my gems. They're so big.
She said.
Wait.
Great big tracts of land.
Sank in the swamp. Fell down, burnt down, fell over, then sank into the swamp.
You know, the each of the runes on the floor has enough spaces to hold each one of the station's chambers. We'd actually probably put 4 in each and use all of them.
Let's do it. Because I don't think Eric expected us to do that, so
Whoops.
anything we can do.
There we go. Yeah, let me begin moving these here. You're right, I did not expect this. This is going to be spectacular.
Wah.
Laughing DM.jpg.
I would look at Watcher and ask him, what's the point of all this? What are we doing?
We're going to use up all the bodies.
But for what?
So whoever's this is, they can't come back. Or maybe we can get his soul to be sucked into each of these bodies. But he'll be split up and weakened, whoever it is.
What if it's your boss, though? Your master?
We'll worry about it later.
Suit yourself.
Not my chair, not my problem.
So what is this molten pit in front of us? What's that on top of it?
Some sort of cauldron that appears to be used to keep the metal molten at all times. It just appears to be a great radiating heat source at the moment. So, you've got everything arranged. What are you going to do now?
Push the button.
Speak the name of the unholy one.
Klaatu Barada Niktu.
We're going to...
I never thought I would have to copy this token.
I'm going to activate some type of arcane mutterings.
Okay.
I'm going to watch with great interest, but I'm going to keep my distance a bit back here.
Now, what were you saying, Ethan? Aaron. Oh, I just noticed something. That's bugging the hell out of me. Slightly all misaligned. So, you're going to attempt to activate the portal? Or process?
No. Yeah.
Alright. Roll me Arcana.
Oh!
The process begins, and you notice huge surges of power from the magic batteries. The The center of the portal becomes a huge, swirling maelstrom of power. The blank bodies begin dissolving in their chambers. Their own, for lack of a better word, essence beginning to fuel the spell.
I'm glad that my first idea was to stand on those. I'm glad we didn't.
That would have been bad. And that's the campaign, folks. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Several minutes go by, the maelstrom begins growing more and more intense. Bolts of arcing energy of all various types shoot out of the portal. Before finally, it just sort of sputters to an end. And a figure is laying in the center of the portal. Change your token layer.
What? Are you kidding me right now?
The figure is laying there, naked and curled in the fetal position.
So, I'm assuming I can stand on this.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna walk up, put my sword to his throat, and ask him what he's doing here.
The figure is unconscious at the moment. He is not...
In which he's gonna time up.
Alright.
Why do I know the name Asarak? I know we mentioned it before. Where did we mention it? How did I spell it?
That is Asarak is the guy from Tomb of Horrors.
Asrarak?
Oh.
Asarak. Or Asarak. It really doesn't matter. It's... No one can pronounce the name because it's a silly fantasy name.
I'm still gonna kind of keep my distance over here, watching.
Hope you have magic rope.
All of the gems have been burnt out at this point. Oops.
Aethan's gonna do one of those Darth Vader. No.
They're still gems.
Oh. Yes.
They're just burnt out of magical power.
Awesome.
Alright, so I tie him up. I start slapping the shit out of him.
Okay. Oh, as in trying to wake him up, or as in trying to harm him?
Oh, like, wake him up.
Okay. It takes
Probably
a few...
pull him out of the magical pool before you start waking him up.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Let's pull
Just
him
saying.
over here. No,
Alright.
over here. Far away from anything magical.
Why don't you dangle him over the molten metal?
Oh my god, dangle him over the molten metal. I look at Weiss and I'm like, can you help me restrain him, just in case?
It's not my way to torture someone.
I'm not gonna torture him.
He's over molten metal. He's already cooking. You never heard of convection?
He does have a
Alright.
point there.
Weiss is being a nerd, so I'm just gonna hold him where he's at.
Nerd.
Weiss is like our moral compass that we keep hitting every time it points us in the right direction. Knock it off.
Stop being lawful good! Eventually he will wake up. He sort of has deadened looks in his eye, or a deadened look in his eye, and he looks like he's, almost like getting up after a sleep, but being woken up improperly, so he's sort of sluggish and out of it. He's sort of grasping around and looking.
Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. He turns and sees you and, looks ponderously at you.
Ponderous.
He just sort of...
Ponderously.
He just sort of stares and is, it looks like he's very weak, physically, from whatever process his body just went through.
I would hope so. So, I'm gonna ask him, you know, what he's been up to. First off, why he's alive, what he's been up to, who killed my master. and he'll answer those questions, or I'm just gonna drop him into the metal.
It takes him a few minutes. He tries to move himself about a little bit. Like, basically, he's trying to remove the numbness from limbs, effectively, but it's not working for him. And he tries to speak, but only muted, horrible sounds manage to escape his mouth. He's sort of in pain, not from the fire, just from whatever process he just went through. At the point he finally manages to make the sound that's similar to a word, all you can hear is unknown from him.
Unknown?
That's the only thing that you can hear from him. That's the first word he manages to get out.
Like, is he going through a brain fart from being sucked into whatever he just got sucked through?
Well, if I had just come into life, or whatever this thing is, via the means that he did, I'd probably be a little bit slow, too.
Alright, I'll pour out my water. First, I'm gonna set him up, so he's not dangling over the fire. Pour out my water, splash them on his face, make him drink some. Like, I'm gonna slap him around a little bit.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and move his token out from over the fire.
Mm-hmm.
He's...
It takes about half an hour before he manages another word, or another few words, and then just sort of look inquisitive, like a newborn child gathering his surroundings.
Like, oh my god, he's brain dead.
He'll turn to you, Watcher, and just say, "You look familiar."
I'm gonna punch you in the throat. So, I'm like, so you know nothing right now, huh?
He sort of shakes his head no, as feebly, or as with as much effort as he can muster.
Alright, hold on. I'm rolling insight, because he's a rat bastard.
Even with an 8, I will give it to you. Dagmire nailed it dead on the head. This process is not something you simply just sort of snap out of. Coming back to life, or coming into life, or back from wherever he was like this, is a very slow process and a very painful process. Basically, it's the scene from The Matrix where Neo wakes up from the Matrix. Everything in him probably hurts. He's probably got minimal amounts of brain function at the moment, and that's only enough to maintain his actual cognizance.
Okay.
As it stands right now, he is not a fully functioning human being.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. First off, we're gonna try to figure out how to fit these gems in our bags of holding. I look at Ethan. Huh? Huh?
I'm
So,
already trying to shove one in.
If you had a blunt instrument like a mace, you could probably smash it down to smaller sizes.
Have you ever seen one of those survival saws?
It's easier to do it with a mace.
what
Yeah,
do
but that's
I
gonna cause a lot of
have?
damage. I'm there with my giant two-handed spiked chain, just like shh.
Hey, what if we cut our bags of holding open and sewed them together and make a bigger one? What could
That
possibly
would
go
destroy
wrong?
the universe.
I would cackle maniacally as I open my world history notes and inform you of all the bad things that would happen.
Okay.
Dagmire's gonna
what?
be over here by a Sararak or whatever, still trying to kind of help him sit up, breathe, recover.
Yeah, make sure he lives. How heavy is this thing? This gem.
Weighs as much as Dagmar, probably.
Probably 3 times as much as a normal human being of that size, so
Yeah.
500, 600 pounds.
Alright, hold on. 500, 600 pounds. Let's see.
Just do 550 and multiply that by 4 for the exact weight of all 4 of them.
I'm only worried about one.
It's like 2,200.
Yep.
Alright. We should drag this thing to market. If we can carry it out to market, we can sell it as a whole thing, which is worth way more than pieces. You can't carry it without me, and I can't carry it without you, so...
I'm pointing to we.
Oh.
We.
Hold on.
Weiss is gonna make a natural like sling with his rope and out like hold Andreas on his back, like a backpack almost.
Oh, that's pretty ingenious.
This arrow thing is hilarious.
And then I'm going to use my unnatural strength feet and punch this gym
No!
right in the...
Don't punch my gem! Immediate reaction. Come on.
There's still 3 others. Good
That was
lord.
mine. I've been eyeballing that one for this whole time. I've become emotionally
So-
attached to it.
A Sararak is on your back now in the sling.
Yeah, he's on my back.
Okay.
Now I'm going to punch this gem with my. Let's see. I get a natural 10 to all my athletics and everything now.
I'm gonna jump in the way.
Oh, this should be good. I pull out a bag of popcorn.
Like mid jump, he loses interest in it. Like,
As your hand connects with the gem, while your hand alone might be able to sunder the gem apart, it would take a great amount of time compared to using just an actual mace. It also runs the risk of actually physically breaking your hand.
I'm using my uncanny strength feat. It gives me a take 10 on athletics check. I basically like reach into it and human strength to break it.
There are still some issues with doing it that way. If you did, you would probably still cause some amount of harm to yourself. It would take about 5 or 6 minutes to actually break the gem apart this way.
Okay, I'll just do the next best thing. I'll just teleport it 5 squares in the air and throw it at the ground.
I throw it on the ground.
because Weiss is an adult.
As it lands, it does begin shattering into smaller, more manageable pieces.
I start gathering them up.
Alright, now with the sling of the old mage on his back still, he starts walking towards the entrance.
Like a boss.
Why don't you give me another Arcana roll?
Oops, not that one. There we go. What?
You got the same result either way.
That's
Alright.
The table's just sitting there like, I fucking said 22, bitch.
A portal of this style would require some amount of bizarre natural occurrences for it to work truly. If it brought him back, it would require some amount of breaks in basically the planar fabrics to allow a direct connection to wherever his soul went, assuming it went somewhere. So there is something strange about this place, beyond the fact that it was a body factory. You do note that the cells have begun the stasis chambers have begun moving themselves back to where they came from.
Well, that's weird.
We should probably break them.
Yeah, let's break them.
Okay.
Cast him
I'd
in
break
fire.
Smash.
We agree, so I do it.
You can smash them. They had a little screen at the or placard at the bottom that's just displaying error now.
Good.
Insufficient power to activate self-repair function.
Alright, let's take this dude.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We
in
should
here?
go. Fire.
No, in here.
There's nothing in there. It's just an energy source that's been
There-
heating all the metal to melting points.
It is slowly cooling down now. You think you've probably just damaged the power source for everything down here.
Oh.
And yes, the cauldron was what was providing the heat. There is nothing in the cauldron.
Oh no, we're gonna freeze in here now. 'Cause there's no
Yeah,
heater.
We should go.
Let's go.
Oh no.
Bizarro, don't kill me! Alright, I will denote that one crystal has been destroyed. Okay, so you carry Andreas out and head to the surface.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Oh, go ahead.
as you make it to the first floor of the warehouse, you notice that there are some guards poking about, sort of looking around. One of them says to the other that, I guess it was a false alarm. Doesn't appear to be anyone in here.
Yep, duck back down.
Where
Okay.
are they at?
On the first floor of the building.
Oh.